Ta-ta-ta. Episode 325. What is up, everybody?
What's going on?
Let's get this out of the way. Put it on the record that if you are joining us tonight, we will be recording during the Ranger game, during Game 5. So if you are listening to this, we're going to jump right into hockey. We're going to go right into this. Best out of 3. Rangers have the advantage. But
yeah,
this is what I'm going to say, very simply. A loss in Game 5 means the series doesn't go back to the Garden. That's just my opinion.
I think it does.
I think that 40 seconds left in the game 3 loss deflated the Rangers.
I think
they win tonight.
If they win tonight, I'm guaranteeing 7 games. Guaranteeing it. But I don't think that if they lose tonight that it's going to go 7. I can't see like Tampa losing at home.
Tonight's at the Garden, right?
Yeah, tonight's at the Garden. It's
2 out of 3 left at the Garden.
Must win for the Rangers, obviously.
2 out of 3 at the Garden.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the rust and the rest thing that Tampa had is now paying off because not only are they a healthier team, but when you play basically every other day for 3 weeks, someone's gonna pull a groin or something like Strome did or whatever his injury is.
But
who's back in the lineup?
They're playing,
Strome
right?
and Hedl are both playing,
but he's still injured.
Yeah, he's still hurt. It's the NHL final. It's the NHL play. It's the semifinals of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, players play through everything if they can.
Correct, but it doesn't mean.
Who was it on Boston who had like a collapsed lung and like broken ribs, like Bergeron?
Yeah, it was Bergeron. I think he had a punctured lung and like some other nonsense.
Like 3 broken ribs or something like that. And, and he played.
Tyler Johnson when the Lightning made one of the run the first time when they lost in the Cup. He had like a broken wrist. How do you shoot with a broken wrist?
Pajot last year played with a broken wrist.
Yeah, Pajot, same thing. So it's like, the
Chara got hit in the face with a puck in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Played the next 2 games.
Yeah. So, it's normal for them to play, but it doesn't mean they're going to be as effective. I think the Lightning.
I just can't see a scenario where Tampa wins at the Garden and then doesn't win at home.
Right. I think we're all in agreement with that. That's why I think the Rangers, it's a must-win for the Rangers, and they've been playing hot. The 2 losses at the Garden were overtime losses, so you
They have 2 losses or just 1 loss? I think they only have 1 loss at the Garden in the postseason.
2. They lost game 1 of the Penguins, and then they lost last. No, you're right.
Yeah, they only lost the first
that's right.
to the Penguins.
Right. That was in Carolina. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Carolina was the higher seed in the second round.
And Carolina
didn't win. They only lost that game 1 against the.
And that
Penguins.
game went 3 overtimes and 80. Yeah. I think he had 80 saves in the game or 80 shots against.
Right, and they had the goal called back. Literally the first game of the playoffs.
The defense is playing well. It's just the Lightning just clamped down on Monday night, and they got no shots up the middle. They had nothing up the middle. Tampa made them shoot from the outside, and obviously with Vasilevsky, you're not gonna beat them like that. Sure enough, they didn't. So tonight is going to be interesting to see how they try to generate pucks in the middle of the zone, offensive zone, and try just to work it out. They're obviously a different animal at home. So
this is where the league rule change a bunch of years ago helps because you get that last change.
Right.
Tampa puts their line out. You're getting. Oh, Stamkos on the ice. All right, Fox, Miller, get out there.
And I was talking to one of my good friends during, I guess, Monday night, and Keandre Miller is playing out of his mind right now.
Right? Was it Sunday? Tuesday. I think. It was Sunday, Tuesday.
Sunday, Tuesday. Sorry, I'm getting my nights mixed up. So Sunday, yeah. So
Was it?
Tuesday night. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause it's
Monday night was the sweep night
Oh,
for
right.
Colorado.
Yeah, I got my nights mixed up. I can't wait for the Mets to be on East Coast time.
Oh, I can't.
We just wanted them back on East Coast time, so maybe they could be healthy. But we'll get into that later.
My prediction is Tampa in 7, so they're gonna win one of the games of the Garden. I think
Well,
tonight,
obviously, the Rangers
If
need
it's
to win.
tonight, I can't. Again, I can't see.
tonight's the more likely one. I think it's tough to. I mean, that team obviously can win a game anywhere,
Right.
but winning a game 7
Tonight's
in the
going to
Garden,
be
the way it's been.
tonight. Oh, obviously, I feel weird pre-game a game that everybody's going to be listening to us tomorrow morning, knowing the outcome. But tonight's going to be one of those classic. Most likely, it could be an overtime game or what happened on Sunday. So, just the Rangers defense has to be up, awoken the whole game, and if the Rangers get any sort of offensive gameplay, unlike what they did on Game 4, they have a shot of winning, especially with Igor.
The Islanders took Game 1 last year. I was wondering. I was like, when did we lose a home game?
Yeah, we won Game 1 in
we won Game 1 and we lost Game 3. Yeah, we won Game 1 and then we lost Game 3 at home.
That would
we
be
split
correct.
the first 4, got blown out in Game 5, overtime winner in 6, and then lost Game 7.
Right. On a shorthanded goal.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about last year.
I mean, that was just honestly one of the.
But yeah, Denny, you're right. It's weird that we're trying to get this in here. We do have a couple of people watching us, so we know they're going to be either sticking around or switching off of us and going to watch the game. But if you are listening to it on the recap, just you heard our prediction.
We're either really going to sound really stupid or really smart. So we'll see.
I always sound stupid.
Listen, at the end of the day, this game, as meaningful as this game is, there's still 2 more opportunities, no matter what. What I found interesting was it's tonight, Thursday, while we're recording. Saturday is Game 6, but then they don't play till Tuesday. Game 7 is Tuesday.
There's a concert.
Justin Bieber concert.
Bieber.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me the Canadian couldn't move his concert for Stanley Cup playoffs?
No.
No, man.
He can't do anything. He canceled the fucking.
I keep on forgetting they're doing a Jeter documentary.
Well, why else is he going to be on? Why else is he on social media?
Yeah,
I'm not sure how good that's going to be.
July 18th.
It's going to be pretty boring. I feel like it's going to be pretty boring.
It's not going to be the Manor Arena because he's not that personality, but it's still going to be cool to watch.
And it's not going to be like the Bulls one.
Well, you can't convince me that he's going to just throw his shtick away after how many years now.
No, he's going to be boring.
This is another perfect moment for him to end the whole thing and just be like, 20 years of steroids, boys.
No,
20 years of steroids.
To come out and be like, yeah, A-Rod was a dick, and you all know it, and that's why I treated him like shit. And I'd be like, applaud him.
Yeah, but why is it like 4 episodes to just tell us that A-Rod's
Well, that's all I really want to know. I don't care about anything else but the A-Rod stuff. Nothing else is terribly exciting. They were just a good team that won. I mean, his personal life is obviously going to be interesting, but that's like 1 episode.
Ooh, can we get like what each gift bag had? Is there going to be an episode of what each person's gift bag was?
It's the Last Dance, so it's not, it's going
to be like the '86 Mets thing.
Well, it's going to be like the Last Dance, where it's his side of it. It's not. He's not going to talk.
Okay, so he could tell me what was in each basket. Who got what? I need to know.
Yeah,
what Friday Night Lights girl. I'm blanking on the name, Ben.
She didn't get a gift basket. They were in a relationship.
Yeah, how do you know she didn't get a gift basket?
I mean, the first time, like the first date, maybe. I don't know. Minka Kelly was her name.
Right. Maybe she got a gift. Maybe she did get a gift basket.
I'm lying to myself if I'm not gonna watch it, but I don't. I'm just
Is it an ESPN Plus or is it an ESPN?
I think it's a a 30 for 30. I think.
Looks like yeah. They promote ESPN Plus everywhere, so I gotta rewatch the commercial.
There's
Yeah,
a 30
maybe
for
it
30.
might be an ESPN Plus only. It's
There's
possible.
actually a
like the Brady thing or whatever.
So there's a 30 for 30 viewing party going on at the Garden Theater tonight for the 96 Olympic women's team. They have a 30 for 30 coming out on it called Dream On.
Okay.
About the women's Olympic run in 96. And it's actually happening at the theater at the Garden tonight.
That's going to be a heck of a train ride home for whoever's there.
Imagine getting into that building.
Well, it's a big place. You can get in pretty easily.
Yeah, but isn't the theater like through the main entrance of the Garden too?
Yeah.
Yeah, the metal detectors.
Confusing.
So that should be interesting. But anyway, the hockey game is starting, so if we react and disreact, it is what it is.
Want to talk about the Metsies?
Before that, I'm just gonna say this: the Avalanche looked really good against Edmonton, but I'm sorry, but Draisaitl, McDavid, 56 points, and
Draisaitl literally was playing on
broken. He was broken. We were talking about players earlier being hurt during the playoffs.
He was basically one of those bubble hockey people just going up and down in one spot and being a bumper, and that was it.
As good as they are, I think obviously Tampa would beat them because they have the good goaltending.
But the thing is that the speed that the Avalanche have been playing in, and also the Avalanche are going to have the advantage just like the Rangers have right now, which is home ice.
The Avalanche are very good.
I'm not saying that.
Right, but
I think with the better goaltending,
whoever comes out of the East has better goaltending, and that could
that's kind of what you looked at when you went into this bowl series. Was the Eastern Conference is going to say, all right, who's going to make the big save to win the game? When the Western Conference series was, all right, who's scoring more goals in each game?
Right. And then that one goal Mike Smith gave up on.
Mike Smith is the worst goalie in
and it was like
history.
He made like 6 great saves before that, and then he just lets one squeak through. It's just
from like the other side of the rink.
Yeah,
it wasn't even like
he's not good, and he's 41 years old. He probably should retire.
There's no way. It's a real shame we don't have Garth Snow still around. He'd call his buddy over in Edmonton and just be like, hey, so Draisaitl for Varlamov.
Goalie.
Varley for Draisaitl. Deal?
I don't know what podcast I was listening to. But they had an agent on, and then he said like most general managers only call like 8 other general managers. I was like, I believe that because I only made trades with Edmonton for 6 years.
Which ended up being Matt Barzal.
They were good trades. Most of them were great trades.
And Jordan Eberle.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 that I could think of.
Griffin Reinhart. Wasn't Griffin Reinhart?
He just retired.
Did he retire?
He just retired like last week. He announced his retirement from professional hockey.
I think I confused Griffin Reinhart with somebody. But no, it was definitely Griffin Reinhart.
He's the guy we traded and got 2 draft picks, which ended up being Matt Barzal and Anthony Beauvillier.
And half of Anthony Beauvillier.
Right, half of Anthony.
Dumb.
But like, it's still crazy to think when you look at that draft too. At like Boston had 3 picks before the Islanders, and they didn't take Matt Barzal.
No. And I think one of them is okay. I forgot who it is. Not Charlie McAvoy, but one of them is like playing for them. The other 2 like stink. It was 2015.
2015, yeah. Dylan Strome went number 1 in that pick, by the way. Oh no, Connor McDavid.
Connor went 1. Strome went
Connor,
3,
Jack.
Yeah.
Matt Barzal. Yeah. So Jacob Zuba, nobody's heard of.
I think he plays.
No, it's DeBrusk.
DeBrusk play. Right, DeBrusk play. I think Zuba they got rid of Chara so that guy can play. I think. Which whatever. I mean,
it's funny. Hockey is one of the one sports that you can really look at like deeper in the draft and be like, "Wow, I'm shocked that guy went so deep." because NHL drafts are so hit or miss on players.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with
Carver said it a
European
couple
players.
years ago, like 2 years ago. It's like, who cares what you pick in the NHL draft, because it's literally, besides usually the top 3, if that, you're throwing a dart at a board, and whoever lands on, that's who you're drafting.
Success rate after the top, like sometimes 5 is relatively similar. Well, I think, I don't know if Danny was gonna say this, but it's, how many different countries and how many different leagues, and it's very hard to,
And like, what league is a legit league, which league
Right.
isn't a legit league, what league is a defensive league, what league is an offensive league.
For the most part, it's like there's 3 in Canada you always watch.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about,
And then
I'm talking about
overseas,
Europe.
it's really the KHL, and then besides that, there's
right,
maybe
but
like 1 or 2 other
there's
leagues.
the KHL, there's the Swedish league, there's all those other leagues, and those leagues don't give a flying flatoot about growing your prospect. They want to win the games they're playing.
And
Like,
also,
having a guy in the KHL as a prospect sucks because they don't care.
They also, which is why they were so inclined to bring Sorokin to the bubble, was to learn NHL ice, because like the KHL,
right, the ice is different.
The ice is completely different. It's a wider rink.
Right. And we saw that his
But it's
first
shorter,
start.
though.
Yeah, his first start, his angles were completely off.
Right.
And
well,
it happened
he
a
also
lot
wasn't
early.
supposed to start in the
Well,
game.
yeah, that was
Clutterbuck
right.
kind of hit.
But also,
Clutterbuck kind of hit Von Marloff in the neck.
He was a different scenario because he was playing for his KHL.
Hi, Steve.
But
Clark.
like,
off the post.
If you draft a winger, they don't care about developing him. They'll put him on the 4th line.
Did you guys see the stat that this is the first time since 1978 that Jaromir Jagr does not have a teammate playing in the Stanley Cup Finals?
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty wild.
That's unfortunate.
It's so weird that's like. I wonder, because it just came out when Colorado clinched, so I wonder who on Edmonton played with. Did Mike Smith play with?
I'm going to say Mike Smith might be the answer.
Well, wasn't Jagr on one of the Canadian teams towards the end?
No. In my mind, his last team was like Buffalo.
He played for Calgary.
He played for Calgary. So that was probably the last time it was relevant.
2017 to 2018.
Right.
Calgary. He played 22 games for the Flames.
Oh, Mike Smith might have been on that team.
That's he was exactly who I'm thinking of.
I'm pretty sure he was the goalie in Calgary at one point.
They were not good.
Because they had Mike Smith.
I mean, they finished 19th in goals against.
Well, that's the other thing is these teams are. I mean, the Rangers are obviously very young, and there's not really. It's like one like Pat Maroon is old on Tampa. Corey Perry.
Mike Smith was the goalie on that team.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
And I would have never guessed that Matthew Tkachuk was in the league in that year.
That probably was like his rookie year.
Johnny Gaudreau had 84 points. Can't wait for him to be a Devil.
I love every year.
That was Tkachuk's second year.
Okay. I love when the Devils make their move every year. Like it was PK 2 years ago, and it was Dougie Hamilton, and everybody's like, "Oh, the Devils are gonna be." No, they're not.
Well, they got Dougie this year, but he was hurt most of the year.
Okay, but still, and they traded for PK the year before.
Well, PK is just clearly a locker room cancer. He can't go. He has not been successful anywhere he goes. But he just won the like greatest human being on the world.
He is a great. I don't think he's a locker room cancer. I think he's just his back is giving out. No offense.
Well, Gaudreau's from New Jersey, so that's why everybody circled them as the.
Yeah, but it's more like, I don't know. It's possible Devils, but everybody's saying Philly because they just want to spend a lot of money, and Philly's basically, it's a close.
Well, Philly loves to just spend money and then not play well.
Right, so they're going to throw a bunch of money at him, and it's close to home relatively. So the Islanders, but
Somehow Pittsburgh's going to end up signing him and figure out a way to make it
yeah,
work.
they're going to not re-sign Malkin.
So
They're going to sign him.
he's the big free agent this offseason?
Him and also Philip Forsberg are both free agents this year.
Yes.
They're about a year apart in age. There's also point. I wonder if Washington's going to make a move for
Malkin is a free agent. He doesn't count as a big. I mean, he's a very good player. If he's
I don't see him leaving,
but he's not going anywhere, right? Exactly. But he is a free agent.
2-on-1. Good play by Miller.
That was a good defensive play. Keandre Miller. Danny just talked about him. I think that was.
If you're gonna look free agency wise as who's getting paid, it's gonna be Forsberg and Goudreau.
Yeah.
Phil Forsberg has not re-signed, as far as I know.
No, he's probably gonna stay though. I think. And the dude the dude out of Minnesota is not a free agent, but they can't afford him. Fiala, they can't afford him. So they're gonna.
Because they want to keep what's his name.
Well, they have no money. They I don't know. They spent all their money.
I wasn't paying attention. Who has no money?
The Minnesota Wild. That's
because they bought everybody out.
Because they bought out Zach Parise and Ryan Sutter, so they have no money in cap. They have no cap space.
So they clearly didn't go to the LA Rams school of cap space.
No, they did not.
I never got to. Did either of you watch the video from somebody on football, Good Morning Football, whatever it is in the morning on NFL Network, was explaining how they make it work, how the Rams make this work?
I didn't see that, but I did see on Twitter
because they literally just gave Donald $40 million a year and Cup
But it makes sense because they're waiting for that big CBA, that next CBA. Oh no, right. The cap space to hit.
If they leave everything the way it is, they're fucked in 3 years. But they're hoping in 3 years it goes up. Right, exactly.
Right. This is the year the revenue is going to start. They're hoping the revenue is going up.
You can push everything back to a point, but if there isn't supposed to be a big jump, the point's going to come.
It's going to be so crazy to see when the shit hits the fan with them.
Correct.
They'll be bad for 30 years.
Correct.
Well, it's like Vegas. It's like the Saints, Golden Knights.
The Saints did the same thing. The Saints pushed everything, and now the breeze is gone. It's gonna hit them.
Right, and again, like the Golden Knights, they went all in early. They gave out big contracts to build excitement. And now they're in hell.
Well, they traded for Jack Eichel for no reason. I mean, I guess for a reason he's good, but this season, they were not allowed to be a healthy hockey team. They had to have somebody hurt to be compliant.
I'm just saying that if they want to make the playoffs again next year, they should trade Jack Eichel away because that guy just can't make the playoffs.
I mean, I don't think he was also playing hurt. He played with a broken wrist or something, or broken thumb, I think, at the end of the season. I don't know. I did think it was funny. And
is he going to go around like Kurt Angle? I played with a freaking broken neck.
It's always funny when an NFL player gets a big contract, and it's like you got Kevin Love money or something like that. They compare it to a basketball contract. It always makes me.
Well, Kevin Love at least made it to the end.
Kevin Love was at least that was the first name that came to mind because it was the first one I saw. But there were some other ones.
Unfortunately, got neutered by Kyrie and LeBron.
Correct. Yes, he was a very good player, but there are those guys.
Random New York Islander playoff, randomly at the Islander playoff game last year, and everyone's just like, "What the fuck is Kevin Love doing here?"
Kevin Love had nothing to do with anything in New York, and he's just here.
Why not, Kevin?
It was it was one of those raise awareness, mental awareness type of things.
Oh, well, then that makes perfect sense.
And he's got one of the bigger charities through sports with it.
Good for him.
So that's why they brought him to the game. It was one of those
he's very NBC very things. Vocal on that.
Yeah, it was one of those NBC things.
Because he got pushed aside by Kyrie and LeBron.
As you can see already with the Ranger game, the Rangers look a little bit more.
There's 3 total shots in this game.
Yeah, but they look more comfortable moving the puck in the Lightning zone.
They're also definitely shutting down more rush chances than they were the other night.
Obviously, it's still plenty of game left, but so far so good.
Danny, are you panicked about the Mets yet?
No.
Okay.
And bring up Lauren's tweet from last night. She
I don't-
channeled the inner
it's not
Frank
worth.
the Tank.
She's not worth.
I called her
bringing
Frank
up her
this
tweets.
morning. I said, her thing
Oh,
Not
my
is,
worth
God.
it. They lose a game, the season's over.
no, her thing is like
She-
this. Just
Her and
is,
Devin are a match made in heaven.
right. Is what always happens.
Well, the
Oh my
Yankees
God.
lost their first game in like 2 weeks, so their season's over.
Oh my God.
She's not the only one. Like plenty of the people. I mean,
I know, but no. Honestly,
the biggest problem in the series was
God-
like the perfect storm.
honestly,
what it
thank
comes down
God
to.
Pete and Marte are fine. The rest of the series sucked, but they're fine, and I don't care. Move
Why
on
do
to
I
the
feel like we
Angels
don't ever
and
play
take
well in
2 out of
San
3.
Diego?
I don't know.
It just
Let's-
feels like we never like.
Let's just take 2 out of 3 against the
That's
Angels and just keep swimming.
we have
That's
some
all we
decent
need to do.
moments in San Diego. Bartolo.
Yeah.
I remember
Tolo.
David
You're
Wright
right,
caught
bare
that ball
hand.
with his bare hand. Yeah. Something else
I'll
happened.
never not go on YouTube and watch the Bartolo moment when I'm watching Civil War.
It was like the important part of like, what's his name? Zemo was like explaining his plan at the end of the movie, and I was like, "Wait, what happened?"
yeah,
I think I
like
just blacked out at the end of the movie.
we were just sitting there, and we are just like we were just all in shock. We're like, wait a minute, no, wait. We all had to check our phones too because none of us knew it was true.
Strange. Chris Bassett needs to pitch better. That's an obvious statement.
Yeah,
You know what scares me? He's pitched worse since he's gotten paid.
Yeah, I was gonna say that in the Met group.
It
last week.
kind of scares me a little bit,
But-
but I feel like he's.
But
gonna
his
be okay.
demeanor is different. You can tell it's gonna snap out of it eventually. Hopefully, it's next start.
Really
And-
get paid though. Like
For
he
him,
just,
it was his first contract.
but he got his contract for the season. Like that was.
No,
just,
he got years.
No, he didn't. It was he got arbitration
an
for this
option.
year, and they
He got
got
an
a
option.
mutual option. So if he doesn't want to be here, he can bail. There's no security in it. If he pitches like shit, they can bail. It's a mutual thing. So he just
Right.
got his arbitration year and one more year.
I just really hope it's the lull from the season and he bounces back and gets ready to go.
People like there was the stat kept going around because DeCombo tweeted it that he's like his last 5 starts he has a 7 ERA. In the middle of that, he threw 6 shutout innings against the Phillies.
Right.
So it's a couple.
It's there.
He got roughed up in some bad. He did get roughed up.
Yeah, it's definitely there. I'm not sweating yet. Like
The
the Dodger series was a good split. I take that split any day of the week, especially how Sunday ended was
Right.
insane.
Oh my god!
But they looked good on Monday. They needed Thursday night for a nice off night, and
Yeah, go out.
hopefully
in
they're
LA.
rejuvenated, and hopefully the Angels win against the Red Sox on Thursday night.
Are they playing? Are they playing tonight?
Yeah, they're playing tonight.
They better
Playing the Red
goddamn
Sox
win.
tonight.
Are they still doing the Nickelback song for everybody?
We
They
all have to
were
see at 10 o'clock.
yesterday.
Yeah, we have to see at 10 o'clock.
I mean, they really.
Otani's pitching tonight. so-
Oh, that's what it was. I was looking for when he's gonna pitch. And I
Yeah,
was
we
like,
don't
do
see
we-
him.
Yeah, and they just said today we missed Noah too. We didn't mention that.
What a little bitch.
Typical Noah though.
Typical Noah. And he's gonna say something about it on Twitter this weekend for sure. Because he's gonna get shit for
I'm
it.
shocked he hasn't yet.
He's gonna say it at some point. Their rotation, I do give him some. I don't give him the benefit of the doubt, but their rotation is funky because it's 6 guys. Like because Otani only pitches once a week, things are funky with them. So I do get that point, but he's definitely. I mean, he's gonna get some crap on Twitter for this.
Well, they're
By the way, it's 7 years ago today where the Mets got no hit by the Giants pitcher in his first.
Oh, I saw Dakota's post.
7 years ago. That was a fun time. Remember the early part of 2015 season where we just cried every week?
I would like to
show?
forget the early season of 2015.
What was that guy's name?
Exactly.
Hessen.
Chris. Yeah,
Nobody's heard of him
Chris
since.
Hessen, something like that.
Yeah, he had that good year with them that year, and then never heard a thing of it.
In my head just now, I was like, was that Logan Webb 5 years ago? And we just didn't realize it wasn't. Thank God.
Maybe it was. Maybe hasn't changed his name to Logan Webb, and now Logan Webb.
Hey, you know what?
I remember waiting to watch the Warriors Cavs NBA Finals game that night when that happened.
What? I don't remember.
I
don't know.
remember. Yeah, that was the
game.
series. That was the Warriors' first series, the championship.
The
Well,
first one they
the
won?
interesting thing about the Warriors was
Oh.
that I saw before the NBA Finals was every year Kendrick Lamar's had an album come out. The Warriors have won a championship.
Did he have an
So
album
did-
come out this year?
He had one that come out like a month ago.
Oh, okay, good for him.
I still think Boston takes it.
I couldn't.
It's I
I have no idea.
See, here's my biggest issue, and you guys know how big I am on superstitions. Why are you wearing limited edition jerseys in the NBA Finals?
Because they do it all the time.
Yeah, they wear it all the
Jerseys
time.
in the NBA are all over the place.
They already came out with the jersey schedule, and the Celtics are wearing their black jerseys tomorrow.
See, like, if that was me, I was on that team, I'd be like, no, we got to wear the same jerseys. We won in the green one.
I think,
Like, and it's
I don't
also
think they
we've
think
also
like
won
that.
every championship in a green jersey. They have how many banners hanging there?
right?
A lot of them.
Yeah, they're
None of
that
them
one team.
None
that
of them are in black. They're all in
yeah,
green.
they're that one team that shouldn't have a.
They're the Yankees of the NBA. Them and the Lakers are the Yankees of the NBA.
I think the Lakers. It's more the Lakers, to be honest.
No, the Celtics
Well,
could do.
yeah,
Sure.
if you
It's
go
kind of like
back,
the Dodgers
I'm pretty
also.
I know.
sure-
No, I know. Like number
I'm
of
pretty
titles,
su-
I get.
I'm pretty sure LeBron's championship they have that alternative purple jersey with the black.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm just.
No,
I-
I'm
Lakers
pretty
had-
sure they
Lakers-
won it. Won it with that jersey. I don't remember.
In the
Yeah, that-
bubble.
It's a bubble championship. It doesn't count.
I think it's more impressive.
Why? Because they put ladies on the boats to bring them into the hotel room?
Well, of course.
Boats and hoes.
They wore the white to win the
Okay.
championship.
All right. They might have wore them in that series though.
Oh, they definitely did.
They're in the
Okay.
whites. Which, again, aren't normal Laker colors.
Right.
If you really want to think about it.
But they've had that jersey for a long time.
Oh, yeah, the white,
To
the
be-
Sunday whites.
Yeah.
They called them the Sunday whites when Kobe was in it.
That's a show
So-
I gotta watch.
That's something interesting. Talking about jerseys for a minute and the Mets. Since now we're clearly retiring a number every year. At least that's what they said a couple years ago. Do you kind of have to retire David on a Friday night so they wear Friday night blacks?
No.
Yeah. They don't need to.
I don't want to associate.
He wore
him.
he wore
Yeah.
every jersey, so it doesn't
He
matter.
he crossed over. I associate him with those pinstripe ones that they switched to in like 2012.
And the cream jersey.
Yeah.
Cream?
Yeah,
Oh,
that one.
Yeah, maybe we'll wear the cream. Maybe we'll wear...
Sure. I feel it's like Piazza. I associate with the black jerseys.
Okay, so if you could go back to that night, they would wear the
Sure,
black
I
jersey.
would have them wear the black jersey. Yeah. The Keith.
Which I'm kind of shocked they didn't. They did
Keith-
the 86 ones for the... You think
Well,
they're going
the
to
whole
wear...
weekend they did. Yeah, that weekend. I'm sure they'll wear them for Keith.
For
this
Keith.
year.
No, well, that was also their 30th anniversary.
That was the year they wore them every.
Yeah,
Sunday
that was the
year.
anniversary year. Yeah, that was 2016. That was the anniversary year.
Right.
But
I don't know if you can though, because there
No,
are like
because they got rid
Yep.
of the gray blues, so their jersey rotation is the blue.
yeah, but are you
alternative.
allowed to wear that one time?
No.
Like, can you get a
No,
one
because they
time-
took the road blues out of the rotation for the black jerseys.
No, I'm talking
yeah,
about
you can't just
for Keith
wear a
Hernandez
jersey
Day.
for
Can you
one
wear
day.
can they wear like the 86 jersey in honor the race stripe?
no.
No,
Justin
because
is on-
they have the rotation.
I don't think they can.
Okay.
Because that year,
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe you can have like those special jerseys. Then you're like, and they brought up a
No,
great
I
point.
know.
And
unless
Like,
it's those camo ones or the player weekend ones that they like are league
Yeah.
approved, I don't think you can just.
okay, maybe
one in.
maybe
Yeah.
if they asked me for the season type of thing, you know.
I mean, it took quite literally 20 years to be able to wear first responder hats on 9/11.
Right.
I don't think they're going to let us wear that.
Oh, Lightning have hit like 12
They're
posts.
just
already
posting
today.
it up. You're telling me Jaromir Jagr never played with Corey Perry? I'm very surprised.
Is somebody printing something?
No?
Anybody else hear like a?
It's
Are you having
probably
a
my
stroke?
AC.
Are you having a stroke?
Is that-
Probably my AC, but I put it on low. So
I hear something like chugging.
It's my AC.
Ah, okay.
I don't hear that, so I need better headphones than I do.
Clearly. And the back to the jersey things a little bit. Like even the Met broadcasters were like on Sunday. Gary was like to Keith, like, I know you're happy they're wearing the regular Dodger whites today, considering they wore those stupid blueberry jerseys the night they honored.
They had a big problem with that. The night they honored Gil Hodges, you have to wear your regular jersey. That was dumb. I also had no problem with those Dodger blues. That
I
Dodger
like
jersey.
the blues. I like the blue.
I didn't like the with the pants. The way they did it was dumb. But that jersey itself is fine to me.
Listen,
I don't like the
if you
black
get-
outlining.
If they need to bring in the girl from Willy Wonka who turns into the blueberry
Right,
to be the
that's
mascot
exactly
for the
what
day.
I thought of when I saw it.
Just
Oh, speaking of black and blue, I bought the Giants draft hat because it was $12 on Fanatics.
Like this year's? Was it already $12?
Yeah.
Wow.
they're already trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, 12. I had to get free shipping, so that was $12. I was like, all right. I'll probably never wear it, but $12 is $12.
I don't even remember what the draft hats look like, to be completely honest.
I didn't know they did draft hats.
I haven't bought a draft hat since they were the shark tooth hats in like 2005.
Oh, those are
Those were
awesome.
the
Those
best.
are good ones.
Did you get the flat brim?
No, I got the
flex
snapback
Oh, okay.
curve.
Yeah, they're with the curve.
I paid a little extra for them. Well, I bought the snapback for $12. Unfortunately, it's like more of the wool, so it'd be okay for the fall. But I like the breathable material, the hat I bought last year, so I'd be sticking with that hat.
Those is like your hat for the season.
What, the draft hat? Probably not. The hat I bought last year will probably be it.
This is a nice. I mean, if it's the one I'm looking at, that just the black one that says
Giants with
Giants New York.
That's
That's actually I like this style.
Yeah, the styling is all right. Like, it would have been cooler with the regular colors.
I don't necessarily. I like black hats personally.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Might buy the Packer version of this one, to be honest. Yeah, it's nice.
Is it black also, or the
No,
I think
it's
every team was black.
Yeah, it's black, green
With
brim, obviously. Yeah, I like it.
The team color on the brim.
Vin, you remember when we went to a Long Island Ducks game and sat there buying football hats?
We did quite literally everything else but watch baseball that day.
Sounds about right.
We looked up where ex-Mets, like how they got to the Mets.
Like we went to watch Ruben Gotay play for Long Island Ducks, and it turned into how did Ruben Gotay get traded away from the Mets, and then figured out all the other player transactions.
Yeah, I don't know why we went to the. I think it was fireworks night. That was the only reason we went.
We had nothing else to do. It was like $10 to get in. So
yeah, why not? Those games are fun for the most.
Did you guys know Lou Ford is still playing for them? Like he just came out. Like he's their batting coach. Like it was in the paper the other day. I'm sitting at breakfast on Sunday.
He plays like once a week. I think he plays like on Sundays or something.
Who's
Lou Ford?
Who the fuck?
You don't remember Lou Ford?
No.
He played for the Twins in like the early 2000s and has been on the Ducks for like 10 years.
Oh, okay.
He is the Long Island Ducks.
Yeah. But he honestly, if you look at his stats for the Ducks, he's been hitting like 340 for his whole life.
Here's a fun fact about him.
Funny.
From 2003 to 2007, he was a Twin.
Yeah.
However,
he's on
in 2012, at the age of 35, he played 25 games for the Baltimore Orioles.
Not surprised. Wait, they were like decent though, weren't they? Like that was a Buck team, I think.
That was a Buck team. They finished 93-69.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
They won the wild card game against the Rangers, and then they lost in the division series in 5 games to the Yankees.
I was at Game 5.
Were you?
Was that the year nobody went to the playoff games?
Yeah, the game was at 5.
Every game was at like 3:00.
Yeah, the game was at 5 p.m. and I was just like, all right, tickets are $30 to get in. I will be late to the game for a couple innings, and then boom.
This was game 5 of the divisional series?
It was honestly the last game CC pitched as an ace because he went complete.
He pitched like shit?
No, complete game.
Oh,
2012. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
Yeah,
remember,
that was
like,
his. That was his like last legit like I'm an ace start.
so who did they
I
lose
feel like
to
I
after
remember
that?
you texting me being like, "I'm going to Game 5 of the Yankees Orioles for $30."
Yeah,
And I was like, "Okay, have fun."
yeah. Who did it? Well, it wasn't
Texas?
no. The Blue Jays beat the Orioles beat them in the wild card. Steve said that
The
can't be right.
Rangers. They beat the
Yeah.
Rangers
Oh, you
in the
did.
wild card.
Well, I'm saying, who went to the World Series and they beat the Yankees?
MLB playoffs. That
Tigers.
was
Yeah.
was it the-
Yeah, because it was one of the Giants.
Raul Ibanez. Yeah, that was the Raul Ibanez series.
It was? Okay.
Sounds
Yeah,
about right.
Oh, surprise, surprise! The Oakland A's didn't get out of the NLDS.
The Oakland A's don't win playoff rounds. Imagine being the Seattle Mariners and winning 116 games and then never winning a playoff round after that. It's got to be painful.
Yankees got swept by Detroit. Was that the first of the San Francisco's? Or no, that was the
It had
second.
to be.
it was the second one.
Oh,
They went
okay.
10, 12, 14 with the even year championships.
Right, and then the Cardinals were the odd years, right?
No.
Well, one of them was against the Rangers.
Yeah. 2011 was the Red Sox, I think. No, it was the Cardinals. 2013 was the Red Sox.
That's right.
Against
That
the
was-
Cardinals. So the Cardinals, I guess, yeah, they were there, I guess, in the World Series.
right, the Cardinals. 13 was the year of, if I recall, the Triple Crown.
What?
I think that was Miguel's Triple Crown year,
Sounds
2013.
about right.
That guy's never retiring.
He's hitting like 290 right now. He
Yeah,
doesn't. I don't think he has any power left, but he's hitting. Pretty
No,
well.
he has zero power left.
They also have Mike Cameron's son, which I just found out this weekend.
I was
What?
I
Don't
swear to God.
wait. Isn't Roger Clemens' son on their team too?
Roger Clemens'
Yeah,
son is
the
also on their
Tigers
team. I put on the Yankee
So they're
game.
just getting everyone's son.
There was a guy standing in the plate, and I went, "That's Mike Cameron." I was like, "I swear to God, it's Mike Cameron." And it looked, he stands like him, he runs like him. It's a spitting image, and I was like, "That has to be Mike Cameron."
So, what about this travel team? I was listening to RTC2 this morning, and they had Big Poppy on. So,
Okay.
Big Poppy's son is on a travel team with
With Manny,
Pedro's son, Manny's son, and there was another son.
I know
Player.
They have to play against the Savannah Bananas because then everyone could just dance.
they said one of them drove in the other. Manny or Poppy's son drove in the other
Right.
the other day. I don't know. I didn't know Pedro's son was on the team with them or somebody else's.
And there was another son. Crap. Maybe not Vlad. What's another Dominican?
Could be Vlad. He's got like 12 sons that are all
Maybe
playing
Vlad.
baseball.
One of the younger ones, maybe.
Yeah. Someone ridiculous.
Which son? David Ortiz's son drive home Manny Ramirez's son in collegiate league game.
And Cece's son's playing for the Georgia Tech.
Yeah, he just committed, I think, right?
Yeah. And he graduated from BC last week.
They're on the Broxton Rocks. There is somebody with the last name Folk on this team.
Oh, wow.
It could be Keith Folk's
I'm
child.
Sure, I wouldn't
It's
be
very
shocked.
possible.
So basically just all the Red Sox kids just go there.
Looking.
All of them spring training site might be close by, so they all live there.
If there is another last name that I recognize. Pedro Martinez Jr. is an outfielder, okay, with Manny.
What?
Does Gary Sheffield have more kids
There
than the
we
one that's an
go.
asshole? Okay.
There we go. Thank you.
Does he know that he has more kids?
He does. The kid's name is Jaden Sheffield, and I hope this one's better than the one that's named after him.
You mean the one that goes on Twitter and complains about
He's just a
everything?
douchebag.
Talk about complaining about things. Angel Hernandez suing the league.
This is the second time. How many times is he going to sue people for him being bad? It's
But
just,
this one's good. Discrimination, like
The first one was discrimination, just plain discrimination. This one is
the league against
the
umpire
league is
because they won't
discriminating.
hire minorities.
Well, no, because he did this already. He sued them for not letting, I guess, him work the World Series, and
Right, they pulled him from the World Series because he was a terrible umpire in one of the other
and he
players.
sued them. He said it was racist. Now this one is he says their metrics are racist. Like the metrics they use to analyze the umpires are racist.
So the Cuban umpire thinks that the league is racist.
Is he Cuban?
He is. I just looked it up.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to figure this out before, like.
What's up, Pops?
You missed that part of the
So
conversation.
we missed part of it. We'll repeat it quickly. The Angels have lost
a billion games in a row.
15 in a row. So we're hoping they win tonight so that we don't have to, you can't lose 20 in a row.
It was kind of heartbreaking when they fired Joe Madden and like everybody posted a picture at like it was like the press conference of their last win, like after the game, and he's just sitting there smiling, all happy, and they were like a game behind the Astros at that point, and then they went like 3 weeks in a row.
They were 10 games over 500, and then have now lost. I think it's 14
Nickelback.
in a row.
All about Nickelback.
They're trying to use Nickelback. I mean, that's not a great idea.
You know what they should do? I got it. Vin, Stranger Things. They got to find all their favorite songs and get rid of.
Isn't that what they usually do with walk-up music? That's what they should. They should all walk around with old school Walkman.
Walkie-talkies.
With their walkie-talkies. Walkman with their favorite music playing to get rid of the demons.
Well, not all of them get to pick their song, for example, and wow, just missed them way too high.
Tampa is having a lot of chances right now.
And I'm going to give a shout out to DJ Razor, Nick Palmer. He's been getting a lot of credit for this.
Plumber,
whatever. Palmer.
Well, the plumber part is an important part of the story.
Right, because he brought him up the first game without even asking, and he played the Super Mario theme song for his at-bat song. And then he played after they did the hype song after he had his home run against Philly.
Yeah, they did the
hype the power up.
Yeah.
Sound effect.
That one.
Yeah. So
am I the only one that's
shout out
annoyed?
to DJ Razor for that one. That stuff.
Is this something Nick Plummer wants?
So
I'm sure he's just happy to be in the big leagues. And
I'm sure he is.
So he was on the initial team.
Yeah.
At a camp, but never had an at bat.
Right.
And then there was some random day game, and he got like a pitch hit at bat late in it. I think we were either destroying them or getting destroyed, whatever was happening. But he came up, and then after the game, he tweeted out, "Shout out to the Met DJ for giving me an awesome song."
Okay.
So, I'm sure like Pete gives his things. It's like those guys like Palmer, like they're probably just like, "Hey, you're gonna be here for like a week. We're just gonna throw something on for you."
Yeah, I always thought that. But then some of the guys, this just stuck in my head, and you guys are not. You might remember this because you're all crazy. Ramon Castro used like the Empire music from Star Wars forever.
I remember that.
That was just I felt like that was just a basic thing that they just gave him.
I could see it, but I could also see that being like, it's kind of like when Cespedes started using Lion King because it was the only movie, or like Wilmer used the Friends theme song because it's
the best. That's
the show. So
yeah, that's the best. That has a sentimental, like that has a real meaning though. Shout out Wilmer.
Listen, I still have my Simba doll. I'm gonna bring it to Old Timers Day, and
I think I have it somewhere.
We gotta bring it to Old Timers Day.
I can't wait to watch him hit nukes on Old Timers Day.
I remember being at the home run derby.
Flip the shit out of a softball.
Is it softballs that they're using? Or?
I think they use the Yankees do softball. I don't know.
What's the game plan that day? Like it's a 2:00 Old Timer Day, 7:00. Because I know the Yankees usually do it like.
It's usually like 10 a.m.
You said Old Timers Day for them is usually a Sunday, I think.
It's usually a Sunday afternoon, and
Old
Timers Day is at like 11 a.m., 10 a.m.
Right.
So, Mets Old-Timer Day returns Saturday, August 27th at 5 p.m.
Okay, so it's just at 5
hours
and the
before
game's
the
at
game.
7.
7 o'clock,
Yeah.
regular game versus the Rockies.
So they play for an hour, and then they go off, and that's it.
Yeah,
So
I'll be
no
honest.
batting
I
practice.
have no interest. I'll probably care the day of, but I wouldn't go to the game because of it.
It's fun.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's fun, but it's not
I-
a reason for me to go out to Citi Field.
I mean, like, the one time I went, Devin had tickets, and they were playing the Tigers that night. And we went super early, and I remember, like, it sucked because, like, we each brought, like, a drawstring bag full of baseballs to try and get signed. And, like, we couldn't even get down to, like, anywhere
Of
near.
course.
But the worst part is, like, it was because all the players just hung out by the legend seats. So you weren't allowed to go there anyway.
Well, they knew what they were doing.
I just want to give a shout out to our guy Snacks tonight. Just want to shout him out.
Because he's not watching?
No, because Garrett Cole's giving up 5 home runs tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe he's right. Maybe he's right.
I mean, it is between
I
periods.
got Cole. I wrote Cole like exclamation points is a bum exclamation points, and he just tweeted back, wrote back, no shit.
Shout out Snacks.
He had. Listen, it's one of those days where he's more focused on the Garden than he is the Bronx. So
he's never not focused on the Bronx.
I think Billy Crystal's in Minnesota today, so he distracted him a little bit. Can't have any distractions.
is he playing? Is he dressed for the Yankees like he used to do in spring training?
That is a pretty cool birthday present, though.
That was always like the thing. Him and Tim McGraw every year would just play for the Yankees for a day, and I'd just be like, so random.
Tim McGraw played for the Mets too.
Right, that's right. Fred McGraw was a Met for
And
a
Garth
day.
Brooks did too.
Garth Brooks was the one. Garth Brooks was like in a yearbook. Like they put him in the yearbook. I remember that.
They needed to fill space in the yearbook.
Yeah, it was that bad. It was like 2004 or something. It was like Miguel Cairo, Garth Brooks.
Makes sense. But Garth Brooks would have came first because, goes in
Correct.
alphabetical.
Alphabetical. Right. Garth Brooks, Miguel Cairo.
So
Miguel Cairo.
How exciting Miguel Cairo and Jason Phillips was to have.
No, I don't.
Is that guy going to be an all-timer?
You know what? I think that is probably 95% of the reason why I don't like Patrick Mazeika. Is I see Jason Phillips, and I just I just go away.
I see it.
Get out of my life.
Well, when he becomes the everyday first baseman and he becomes the everyday DH, you'll be like, well, I guess we have Jason Phillips playing first base again.
I hope not.
You know what the funny thing is like all Mazeika needs is the braces, and he's Jason Phillips.
Jason Phillips had braces? I don't remember that.
He did.
Neither do I.
I do remember that.
I think you're making that up. Jason Phillips, I'm looking at Jason Phillips' stats. That's where the show has gone so far. He had 298.
Yeah, let's wrap it up so we go
298, 11 homers, an 815 OPS in 2003. That's not bad. That was a not terrible season for Jason Phillips.
I remember I was with Jason. I think it was like the Yankees Mariners, and we were there watching batting practice. And I remember watching the guy come out, and I'm like, that guy looks really familiar, and he's in catching gear, and I'm like, I think that's Jason Phillips. And I looked it up on my phone, and it was Jason Phillips being their bullpen catcher.
Yeah, not surprised. Yeah, do we have any last minute things we can go on and watch the end of the Ranger game?
No.
Nothing from me, boys. Anything?
No.
Alrighty, everybody
Let's
enjoy
go
your
Mets.
hockey. Let's go
Bounce
Mets.
back.
Go
Only
Mets.
3 more days on the West Coast. I think that's it, right? We're done with the West Coast.
That's
after that?
it.
Yeah, come back
Eastern
and play.
time zone, basically.
Yeah, come
the
back
rest
and
of
play
the-
Milwaukee after.
I think we still have to play the Cubs, right?
But yeah, we don't go anything further than Central.
Like an 8 p.m. start. We don't have
Yeah,
anything later than like an 8 p.m.
Right, because we did Arizona already. We did. I don't think we have
Colorado.
anything else. We don't have
Colorado
to
and San Fran.
go to. We did
hit 'em all.
Colorado. We don't have to go to Oakland. I don't think so.
Yeah, we do. We do. Last week of the season.
Then Oakland comes to us.
All right.
It's okay.
Oakland's at least bad, so we can,
Last week of the season, we're already like 30 games up on the division. We're just benching all our guys anyway.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Oh, before we go, there's a good question. And also, games that are in Oakland, looking it up, 9:40, 4:07, and 4:07. It's on the weekend.
For
What?
Oakland?
The Mets in Oakland is
That's fine.
Friday
so
night
it's
at 9:40.
weekend. Okay, I don't have to worry about
4
it.
o'clock
No,
and 4
yeah,
o'clock.
it's the weekend. Then it's
Weekends, whatever. Don't matter.
Yeah. Before we go, the last question I have for you guys, now that they're both throwing, who's coming out of the rotation for Jake and Noah?
Tyler McGill and David Peterson.
Is it McGill though?
Yeah. At least in the immediate, you're not taking Ty Walker out yet, and Bassett gets to work through his stuff.
Bassett and Cookie are the locks. Those
Correct.
guys are the lock.
Correct. I also think McGill would play a little better in the bullpen. I mentioned this before. He's been throwing like
he'll throw harder.
Yeah, he throws 96, 97 out of the rotation right now. He's throwing 99 in the bullpen for 2 innings. I think it'll be more
beneficial
effective
for him. Kind of put him in that bullpen role to keep him here till
he's going to be there.
I think he's more mentally stable to pitch out of the pen than Walker.
And God willing, we get deep in the season to the playoffs. He's definitely not making a rotation then. So we got to get used to it sooner or later.
Right. And they traveled him out to LA. They're like,
he's pitching tomorrow.
Trevor Williams.
That's
honestly, Trevor Williams did a wonderful.
He did
correct. That was I meant to bring this up, and I'm glad you said that, because it slightly worries me that they did that in my brain, because Trevor Williams did not pitch bad enough to bring back a guy early off of an injury. Like, he's only going to be able to throw 70, 75 pitches tomorrow. I'd rather him pitch a game,
in Syracuse.
Pitch a game in Syracuse and get up to 90, and then
be able to pitch
honestly, live
next
bullets
Friday
in Syracuse or live bullets in New York. It don't matter.
It doesn't, but it just that feels like a panic.
Travel him across country for 3 days,
right?
To bring him back.
It feels a bit panicky.
That's what I.
I get what you're saying, but I'm not looking more.
Like you could have had him pitch local and then just had him meet the team on Monday.
It's gonna be one of those. And this is the last point I'll say. Because it can only throw 70 pitches, they're both gonna pitch.
Right.
It's gonna be one of those. They did that with Lugo and Gesellman that one year. Remember where they kept they would basically just both start on one day and each pitch 3 innings.
He's a free agent, by the way.
Yeah, because he stinks.
Yeah, he stinks.
Gesellman.
Everyone's talking about how bad Stroman's pitching in Chicago. Gesellman's just got cut.
Anyway,
we play the Cubs soon, don't we? Oh, is Stroman pitching against the Yankees?
No, he got pushed back as well.
He figured it out though. He's been pitching better. His ERA's down in the 3s. It was at in the 5s.
No, Noah's is in the 3s.
No, Stroman's is 2.
Stroman gave up 9 runs last start.
Yeah, did he? His is in the 7s.
He had it was in the 5s, and then it was 3.7 something. I looked. I guess he got lit up in his last start.
Yeah, he gave up 7 runs.
He's in the 7s right now. Oh, 5.32 is where he's at right now. Yeah, 47 innings, 47 and a third, 28 earned runs. 5.32.
Right. So it was he threw 7 shutout innings against the White Sox, and they got low. And then it was at 3.95, and then he just got lit up the other day, like you're saying. So maybe not figure it out. Anyway,
so another guy afraid to pitch in New York. Huh?
Well,
Noah got lit up at Yankee Stadium the other day. So they were probably like, "Hey, you're thinking about." They mentioned this on Carter Roberts. If let's say Stroman was pitching this weekend, right, at Yankee Stadium, and you were at that game, would you boo Marcus Stroman?
No, I wouldn't give a shit.
No, I'm done. I'm over Marcus Stroman.
Okay. If you were at the Yankees-Angels game the other night when Noah started.
Yeah.
No, because it's not a Met game.
Right. It's not a Met game. I'm not going to boo them either way. If Marcus Stroman comes to Citi Field, I'm not going to boo him. If Noah comes, I am. Because it's just
in the World Series.
He annoys me more. He annoys. Both of them annoyed me to an extreme extent. Noah just is petty a bit more. I'm not both petty. I'm going to boo both of them then. If I were there, I'd boo both.
I don't like the way Stroman left. He kind of just was like, "Oh, screw this team!" Like,
well, that's how he is.
That's how he is. And
Noah became a free agent, and they even said come out like they called Steve Cohen on the way to Los Angeles to say, "Hey, we're about to go sign a contract unless you want to make us an offer to make us think about it."
Noah said this?
Apparently Noah and his agent Paul said that like they put a phone call into Steve Cohen, and then like the next day they still didn't have a call back, so they just went to LA and signed the contract.
Yeah, because it was so much money.
Right, but again, like they want I mean, it could be just them blowing smoke to kind of make it seem like they put the effort into staying.
Of course.
I didn't necessarily disagree with what the thing about Stroman was. I didn't necessarily disagree with what he was saying at the time. Like he was saying they were.
Then we got Max. Got Max.
Nobody expected them to get Max Scherzer. If they would have signed Gausman or Robbie Ray or one of those guys, he's not wrong. He's just as good as those guys more consistently.
Right.
Listen,
so like I don't necessarily blame him for that point of view. But when Scherzer comes along, then you're like, well, you're fucked, guy. Sorry.
Well, we could thank Steven Matz for Max
Correct.
Scherzer.
We could. Well, maybe that's what Stroman was thinking. They're replacing me with Steven Matz. Good luck. All right, boys.
Speaking of former Mets, what's that ERA at these days?
4s.
4.33.
Yeah.
Oh, 6.03. Sorry. He's at a 6.03 for the season right now.
Okay.
He's at a 4.33 career ERA. Well, with that being said, we will see everybody in 2 weeks. Enjoy the rest of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Let's go.
We will put out on social media, so follow us. Go to our Linktree, Instagram bio. Follow us on social media. We will give our Stanley Cup final predictions via social media. Enjoy the baseball, enjoy the hockey, enjoy the NBA Finals, everybody. It's almost down to just baseball. Bye, Danny.